Hey guys, it's Josh here with my good mate Luke,
Hey.
and today we're going to talk about the RS3 announcements, I guess you could say, and in
hmm
particular the new rumors slash slightly confirmed nature of the newest skill.
Divination. Ooh.
Divination, that's an interesting name. I mean,
Yeah, like I remember the only time I've ever heard that is on Harry Potter when that old lady's talking.
yeah, the old one with the really weird glasses and the really weird
Yeah.
hairstyle.
Yeah, I got scared of that.
Oh, I know, she's pretty hot. But that's what's been. Everyone's just been saying that, just like, oh, Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. Yep,
Yeah.
it's Harry Potter, pretty much. But it's a I
I remember
guess.
seeing Oh,
Sorry,
you go.
I just wanted to say, it's kind of like a mystical sort of word for, I guess, spiritual, otherworldly sort of things. So if they're trying
Yeah.
to use this skill to get closer to things that happened in the past, like they're trying to move forward with the storyline, and they're going to do that by, looking at the first two ages and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea to get back like in the past of Runescape and stuff. Like to learn like get everybody to learn a little bit more.
Yeah,
Be
that's
kinda nice.
exactly it. Like with the newest quest, it actually got me interested a lot in the RuneScape lore,
Hmm.
or the storyline, if you will.
I remember when you told me about it, I was like, oh, I have to look this up. So I looked it up, and there was a YouTube video, and it was about oh, they were just discussing a new skill, but
Yeah,
the intro was this dude talking to Gypsy Ariz, and I was like, what? Is she gonna be like the main dude for it, like
I
the
mean,
teacher or some shit? And I was like, oh, this is a tiny bit weird, but
that'd be
no,
kind of
it's
clever though,
respect.
because she hasn't really had a role in anything except for the quest,
Yeah,
Demon Slayer. I think she was in
yeah,
RFD. I'm not sure about that though.
yeah. She has a tiny bit in that,
Yeah,
I think.
but with getting to the past of RuneScape and everything, it's particularly interesting because of what they can bring into the game.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Because
think it'll interest a lot more people like into it.
yeah, exactly, and really, there's this thing about RuneScape. For whatever reason, everything that happened in the past was so much more powerful. Like
Yeah,
like the
yeah, like the
ancient
third
curses.
age.
Yeah, third age armor. You've got the ancient curses, the ancient magic book, and everything.
Yeah,
All Zaros things, which were, or third age wasn't, but the ancient things were Zaros, and they were so incredibly powerful compared to the current RuneScape weapons and armor and spells and everything.
yeah. I'm really looking forward to see if they put any content in, like any content of before God was, like having a look at before God was and how it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, that's a really good point because there were all these different races before the God Wars that went extinct during
Yeah,
or before or slightly after the God Wars.
yeah. Maybe they'll uncover a new race, like
Yeah,
with the skill.
more like what are they? Avencies?
Yeah,
The birds, fucking
yeah.
half
The
bird,
flying
half
bird.
people things. And
Yeah,
you've got all these big demons and different types of orcs and goblins and
yeah. The agency seem pretty graceful and stuff like,
yeah, and
and they,
really what their stories that have never really been told, like
yeah, not at all.
the worlds they came from and everything, and how they came to join their respective god.
Yeah.
That could be something that jagex really builds off throughout this sort
I
of
think
thing.
a disappointing feature is that many people see is has it lived up to like what we've expected the new skill to be?
Yeah, yeah,
Like if did we they've come out with dungeoneering, which is I think is a really great skill, and oh lots I can't even remember what other skills there were. There were
farming and hunter.
and summoning and stuff that have
Yeah,
been like really good for
additions to
RuneScape and
RuneScape.
stuff.
Yeah, but then saying that dungeoneering has not entirely been received very well. People thinking it's a mini game and
Yeah,
things like that. But
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with it when I first saw it, but then when I saw the weapons that you could achieve from it, I was like, well, it's actually quite good.
yeah, and it was a good way to get the rewards across to the player, I think.
Mhm.
Which is why it could be very interesting with deviation, divination. I don't even know the exact way to say it, but
Yeah.
like all these ancient weapons, which surely would be crumbling and everything. So that's a good way to get money out of the game as you're repairing them. I'd assume
Yeah.
if jagex wants to go that way,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah. Well, there's so many ways they could go about it.
yeah, and you could use your skill to uncover ancient weapon
Yeah.
recipes and ways to
Yeah.
make potions. So
Do you personally think that they'll bring out some more like items from this, like usable items, not skill related items like weapons and armor and
I think if
such?
they didn't, it would be a huge mistake because
Yeah.
there's such a wealth of things they could bring into the game through that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially degradable armor, which has its place in the game, of course.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of like once it degrades, it's dead, but you have to get it through skilling, which I think would,
Yeah.
it would give the skill a huge purpose.
Yeah, it would be a really nice idea.
But how are they gonna do it though? It's an
Yeah, how they're going to
interesting.
incorporate it is sort of a mystery, but
But really, before deviation, divination, whatever, was officially actually announced, not many of us actually had any ideas of what it could have really been. Kind of,
yeah, because I remember thinking about it like one day. I was just like, what other skills could they introduce? And I just thought, well, they've got all the basic skills really that you need. I don't know how they're going to incorporate another one, but there's so many ideas out there. And whether jagex have thought, oh well, like 2 years ago or a year ago, we're going to introduce divination, or if it's been brought up in like the last 7 months or so.
yeah, well, that's another thing. Like, jagex
How?
has not been very communicative, whatever,
Yeah,
with the players on what they're actually doing with this skill because they said this skill would be completed in the early part of the year and a second skill would come out in the later part of the year,
yeah,
which is very concerning that it's pretty much midway through the year and they haven't even said anything about the first skill besides
yeah,
the actual name of it.
yeah.
If
That's it.
if anyone doesn't know where we're getting this information from, I'll put a link of the IGN article down below, which uh, it names the new skill, but it doesn't actually say so much about it per se.
Yeah,
Besides,
it's just got a lot of people on feedback of what they think it might
yeah,
be, and
which I think is good that it's got the community talking and jagex can use the ideas that everyone will be talking about.
yeah, I'm also looking forward to the skill cape of it, like the um the aesthetics of this. Like, will the graphics be nice when you're doing the skill?
Yeah, well, it seems that it's going to kind of be tied in with RuneScape 3,
Yeah,
I think, which
which would make it really nice.
yeah, but will we have to wait even longer for it? Which means, will there be a second skill this year at all?
Yeah,
Which at this point, it doesn't even look like they've got any idea what they're doing with it.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, um, yeah, I'm not sure how the economy will be affected by this at all either.
Yeah, that's a huge thing because there's so many items in this game at the moment that anything
Yeah,
that gets introduced will just be.
yeah, that's it. Like, I've been playing RuneScape old school for like the last 2 months. I logged onto EOC a week ago and I couldn't even put to piece like any of the EOC items or anything. Like,
Yeah,
it's just changed so much
like
in the last
whips.
5 months.
Whips are 80k and
Mm, yeah,
such strange sort of prices for items. It's just like what happened
yeah, yeah. What's going on?
because you can't
Like,
really.
anybody that would have came into this game now, at the moment, would think this is normal, and when the prices change, they'll be like, whoa.
Yeah,
If they change, they'll be like, whoa,
what's going
what's
on?
going on here?
Yeah, but you can't even chalk it all up to just bots moving to O7scape from EOC because they're I still see them when I play EOC. I see them farming the dragons and
Yeah, it's a lot more stressful too because if you're in like a, I know some people would be like, oh, I'm in a multi-combat zone with a bot. It's nice because I do more damage than him. I've got better gear. But now, first hit, you've got the
yeah,
loot automatically,
which
and bots are
is
going to be so much more faster than you.
a very strange mechanic for jagex to make. But
Yeah. Mm.
I don't know. You can't really make the game completely focusing on what the bots can and can't do, I guess, because that kind of ruins it for everyone else.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas on how you think divination will be trained?
I think it'll be very similar to the World of Warcraft skill archaeology, and for people who haven't played World of Warcraft, which I would assume is probably the majority of you, uh, you scan an area, and the items that pop up, you can investigate them and learn things about them, get items from them, and the more you do it, the more you level up.
Mhm.
And this, it seems like it would work incredibly well in a RuneScape style, and I know no one wants any sort of WoW copy in RuneScape, but really, I think it lends itself incredibly well to what RuneScape is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
It does.
and you brought up a really good point earlier, Luke, about it's kind of like treasure trials in a way.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of running. I think it's not going to be something that you can just camp.
Mm. Like
It's
you
going
go
to
to
be
different
like,
areas for it,
yeah.
which is a
I think
very interesting mechanic, I think.
I think God Wars will have a huge part to play in this new skill.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
Do you
Mhm.
think it'll show the lead up to the war? Or the early
I'm
stages of the war?
actually hoping it will, because if they do that, then they can actually show some really nice cutscenes with RuneScape 3 of like with their graphics of the war.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice mechanics and stuff.
And that's something that's been really good lately, some of the cutscenes. Although a lot of people tend to ignore them and see them more as hindrances to what they actually want to do. But the cutscenes have been amazing in RS over the last
Yeah,
few quests and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. They've been good.
yeah. And you could go to places like I'm in Edgeville right now, runecrafting, which used to be a Zaros town. I don't know how you would pronounce that. But what it used to look like apparently was like a huge fortress town, and
Oh, I've actually never seen that.
yeah, it was called like Paduian or something like that. It would be really interesting to see Edgeville and places in RuneScape that we've been playing in as completely different, like stronghold cities. And
Yeah, well, do you think they could incorporate going back, like physically going back in time?
yeah, well, that's it'd be an interesting element. It'd be very difficult to make, but if you did say you go to Edgeville and you go to the Broken Wall that um, separates Edgeville and the wilderness,
Yeah,
and you investigate a part of it, and you see like a chipped brick which has got signs of burn damage or whatever, and you're kind of transported back 100,
yeah,
200 years to the actual battle over Edgeville,
yeah,
and that would
yeah.
be very, very
That would
interesting.
that'd be really nice to be honest. Like, I'd play. I'd just love that.
Well, yeah, it sounds interesting though. Like, what they could do with this skill seems kind of endless in a way.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many possibilities. I'm actually really happy with the skill that they've chosen.
But I think at this point we kind of need to say it's not 100% positive that this is the skill that will be
Yeah,
put out.
yeah. That's also true. Like, don't get all jumbly and like cancel a whole heap of stuff when it's gonna come out.
Yeah,
Just camp the skill
which
because it
is
might not be it.
exactly because they've said it on IGN, which seems strange that they didn't put a news post up on RuneScape
Yeah.
homepage.
There've been so many conspiracies about the new skill that's going to come out.
Yeah. But
like a ton.
why wouldn't they actually put it on the RuneScape homepage and not on IGN?
Yeah, it'd make more sense. And I know they could be trying to hide the skill, like, but I don't know why they'd want to do that unless there's like, unless they're planning to release really soon and they want to have like a
Surprise.
surprise release.
But if they're trying to hide it, then announcing it on IGN isn't a good idea.
Yeah, that's true.
Very popular website.
Mhm.
But in terms of how this will tie into RuneScape 3, I think RuneScape 3 looks amazing at this point, to be honest.
I've actually haven't been on it. Have you been on it?
Oh no, I didn't get invited. Jagex doesn't care that I've been playing for 8 years.
I didn't even
No
get invited to
worries.
the EOC beta testing.
Yeah.
I could only play on weekends. Fuck.
But I really want to see how this all ties in because they're talking about the new generation and everything of RuneScape. But I think we'll talk about that to a larger extent some other time because this video is getting quite long.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's been a really nice discussion with you, Josh.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. I hope we did alright for you guys. This has been Luke's first time and only my third or fourth commentary, so
Yeah, and just a little shout out for my channel here. There's gonna be, yeah, what, Josh?
no, go on.
I'm gonna be starting a YouTube channel. It's gonna be as I'm going to be a Zerka 60 attack, 45 defense, hopefully max fuel in like a few years. Also, I'm gonna start some barrows videos.
From scratch.
So if you like that, just come check it out.
Definitely worth checking out, guys. I'll link that channel when it starts getting some uploads.
Yep.
Thanks for that, guys. I'm Josh, and this is Luke.
Righto.
We'll see
Thanks,
you next
guys.
time.